All right, let's talk about one of the biggest challenges any leader will ever face: strategic leadership. Honestly, it's a high-stakes game, and having the right perspective, well, that can make all the difference between success and failure.
So let me just ask you this right off the bat. Are you really seeing the whole picture of your business? I mean, really seeing it? It sounds like a simple question, doesn't it? But the answer, well, the answer is what separates good leaders from great ones. You see, great strategy isn't just about understanding what's happening right this second. That's awareness. It's also about having a real sense of what's coming around the corner. That's foresight. Nailing that balance is tough, which is exactly why we're always looking for better tools and new ways of thinking. Okay, so let's dive in. Before we can even get to the fancy frameworks, we have to talk about the fundamentals. What does it actually mean to think and act strategically? Well, it all boils down to one thing: truly knowing your business inside and out. And this really stands on three big pillars of knowledge. First, you've got to look outward. You have to understand your market, your competition, the whole landscape. Second, you have to look inward. What are your organization's real strengths, its weaknesses? What's the culture really like? And third, you have to understand leadership itself, how you influence people, and the wake you create. Now, holding up these three pillars are 11 core competencies. Think of them as skills that bring the strategy to life. We're not going to list them all, but we're talking about things like financial acumen, really getting the numbers, and the ability to inspire commitment, getting your team to feel that vision in their gut. The point is, these skills are what turn a plan into action. And that brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? It's one thing to know you need these skills, but how do you build them in a way that feels natural to you, that plays to your own strengths? How do you do strategy in a way that's actually authentic? This is where things get really interesting. We're going to introduce a new lens, a tool that helps you understand not just the business landscape, but the landscape of your very own mind. Just think about that for a second. What if you had a map, a personal map that showed you your go-to ways of thinking, the paths you always take, the blind spots you didn't even know you had, and maybe even some new territory you haven't explored yet? Well, that map is the Enneagram. Now, you might have heard of it as a personality system, but for our purposes here today, let's just set that aside. Think of it purely as a strategic tool, a framework that reveals your default settings for solving big, messy problems. So let's put this thing to use. By looking through this lens, we can start to see our own natural strategic style. Because you can't expand your playbook until you know what your default plays are. And broadly speaking, we see three main approaches. First, there's the analytical type. These are the leaders driven by data, logic, and structure. Then you have the intuitive leader, who operates on foresight, vision, and that powerful gut feeling. And finally, the relationship-driven leader, who believes the best strategies are built on people, collaboration, and consensus. As I'm saying these, does one of them jump out at you? Which one feels like home? And here is the absolute key takeaway. There is no best style, not at all. As the source material says, each type brings unique strengths to business strategy. The analytical person spots a risk no one else sees. The intuitive leader sees an opportunity that doesn't even exist yet. And the relationship-driven leader, they build the team that can actually make it all happen. They're all critical. So if every style is valuable, then what's the point? Well, the goal isn't to change your fundamental style. It's about becoming a more complete, a more holistic leader. The real power here comes from knowing your default style so you can consciously stretch beyond it. If you live and die by data, how can you practice trusting your intuition a little more? If you're all about consensus, how can you get more comfortable with the hard numbers? It's all about adding more tools to your leadership toolkit. Because that's the end game, right? To build a balanced and holistic approach. To be able to shift your perspective based on what the situation actually needs. You can be analytical when it's called for, intuitive when it really counts, and collaborative to bring everyone along. That's what being truly strategic is all about. So I want to leave you with this one question to chew on. Think about it. What is your absolute greatest strategic strength? And now for the important part. What blind spot does that exact same strength create for you? Because the answer to that question, that's where the journey to becoming a truly great leader really begins.